everyone, I'm Leanne and I'm going to be taking you through a short and sweet yoga sequence for ATP fitness. Don't worry if you're a beginner, there'll be plenty of modifications along the way, but please remember to listen to your body and not your ego. So what you'll need is a yoga mat or a towel or a rug or anything that's comfortable for you to practice on, as well as 2 books of equal width unless you happen to have yoga blocks at home. So we're going to get started in a seated position. You can be cross-legged like myself in Sukhasana or otherwise whatever feels comfortable for your body. It's always nice to use your block or cushion just to help elevate the hips and find length in that spine. Again, just listening to your body. We're going to begin by placing the palms of the hands on the knees or the thighs. Rolling the shoulders up, back and down, and gently closing out through the eyes. Just taking a moment here to breathe in and out through the nose. Allowing the body and the mind to slow down and relax. Place that left hand on your chest center and that right hand on your belly. Breathing deeply into these areas. Noticing as you inhale, the belly rises, followed by the chest. And as you exhale, the chest falls, followed by the belly. Inhale, belly rises, and then the chest. Exhale, chest falls, and then the belly. Inhale, right hand lifts, and then the left. The left hand falls, and then the right on the exhale. Keeping the eyes closed, place the palms of the hands back to the knees and take one conscious deep breath here in and out through the nose. Inhale, stretch those hands up overhead. And on the exhale, release the hands to the mat as you gently open up through the eyes. So we're going to get started with a few simple stretches and a bit of mobility work. If you're sitting on a block or a cushion, you can remove that to the side for now. So inhaling, stretching those hands up over your head, and exhale, plant that right hand to the mat as you extend that left arm up overhead. Inhaling, exhale, opposite side. Inhale through center. Exhale, right hand to the mat, feeling that side stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Grounding down through both sit bones. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Finding length in the spine. Exhale, release the hands to the mat. So we're going to come into tabletop. I'd like you to swing your feet around. So I'd like you to bring your shoulders in line with your wrists and your hips in line with your knees. Hands are shoulder width distance apart and knees are hip distance apart with a neutral spine. We're going to do a spinal segmentation, so it's a little bit slower than the traditional cat-cow that some of you might be familiar with. Let's begin by lifting our tailbone like the bum is sticking out. Let the belly drop and push the chest through the arms as you inhale to look up. Keep that arch in your spine. As you exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Push the mat away. Feel the shoulder blades separate. Push into that upper back, middle back, and then the lower back as you tuck the tailbone. Try to keep those arms straight as we weave. Repeat this again. We're going to lift the tailbone, belly, chest, and push the chest through, contracting the lats. Inhaling. Exhale, chin to chest. Push the mat away. Feel into the upper back, middle back, and lower back, contracting the abs. Last time. Lift the tailbone, belly, chest, contract the lats. Inhale. Exhaling, chin to chest, contract the shoulder blades, push into the upper, middle back, belly to spine, and tuck the tailbone. Well done. Bring the big toes together, walk the knees out as wide as your mat, and gently sink those sit bones back towards your heels as we come into wide-legged child's pose, Balasana. Arms extend in front, forehead to the mat. If your forehead doesn't reach the mat, you can always fold your arms and rest your forehead on your hands, or make two fists to bring the mat closer to you, or use your block or book. Breathing into all areas of the rib cage. And feeling that stretch in the inner thighs. Pressing the palms into the mat, slowly bring yourself back up into your tabletop position. Coming into our first downward facing dog, I like to walk my hands a couple of inches in front of me just to take the intensity out of the wrists. We're spreading the fingers wide here and we're pressing into the thumbs and index fingers to protect the wrists. Wrap those triceps in so the fronts or the pits of your elbows are facing forward. Tuck your belly to your spine and then tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back, keeping a generous bend to the knees as we find length in our spine. You might like to nod your head out yes and no, releasing any tension here. Keep those triceps wrapped in, belly to spine, and then you might like to pedal out your feet, feeling stretches there in the hamstrings, calves and ankles. Just doing what feels good for your body. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And coming to stillness, lift your gaze, and we're slowly going to walk our feet towards our hands. You can always keep a bend to your knees, any way to get to the top of your mat. Keeping that bend to your knees, we're coming into ragdoll. So holding opposite hand with opposite elbow. Keep that bend to the knees, and let your upper body hang heavy here towards the mat. You might like to sway from side to side, or gently pull the elbows down towards the mat, feeling space between the shoulder blades. Feeling the stretch in your hamstrings as you keep a bend to the knees. Again, nodding your head out yes or no. Release the hands to the mat, and we're going to come into half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. So inhale, slide the palms of the hands to the shin, creating a flat back. Crown of the head faces forward, gazes towards the top of your mat. Exhale over bent knees, fingertips to mat. Standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, slide the palms to the shins, flat back, shoulders away from the ears, belly to spine. Exhale over bent knees, fingertips to mat. One last time. Inhale, slide the palms to the shins, crown of the head forward. And exhaling over bent knees, Uttanasana. Keep that bend to your knees, and we're going to ground into the heels of the feet and slowly begin to stack our vertebrae. Slowly as we come up, hands hang heavy as we come to standing, and eventually the shoulders and then the head are the last to come up. So we're going to get started with your yoga sequence. Coming to the top of your mat, feet together, spread those toes wide. Lift the kneecaps, feeling the front of the thighs engage. Tummy tight, roll the shoulders up, back and down. Inhale, sweep the hands up overhead as you look up. Exhale, hinge from the hips over bent knees, fingertips to mat. Inhale, slide the palms, the shins, crown of the head forward into Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhale, plant fingertips to the mat, step back with that right foot, drop that right knee. Coming into crescent lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, squeeze the glutes, finding a soft back bend. Exhale, fingertips to mat or blocks here as we shift our hips back and flex those left toes. Inhaling back into crescent lunge, arms from the ears. Exhale, fingertips to mat or blocked, shift the hips back into half splits, finding length in that spine. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, half splits. Coming into runner's lunge, hands frame that front foot, untuck those right toes and lift that right knee. You might need to widen your stance a little bit here as you push out through that back heel and drive that front knee forward. Again, hands can be on blocks here or fingertips to mat. Chest forward, finding that space. Inhaling into high lunge here. Checking that the knee is in line with the ankle. And we're going to take a soft bend to that back right leg. Feeling that quad fire up. If this is too intense for you, you can always drop that back knee. Holding here for 5. Shoulders relax away from the ears for 4, 3, 2, tummy tight, and 1. Drop that back heel coming into warrior 2. Keeping that nice wide stance, knee in line with the ankle. Checking for heel to arch alignment. Front heel is in line with back arch. Pressing into the outer edge of that back foot, lunging forward. And glance down, making sure you can see that big toe to encourage that knee to come out to the side. Arms are at shoulder height distance, gazing at the fingertips. Don't worry if there's too many cues here, just do what feels right for your body. Inhale, flip the palm to the ceiling. Exhale into reverse warrior. Upper hand is extended over the head. Back arm is to the thigh, knee or calf. Feeling that side stretch. Not forgetting to lunge into that front knee. Inhale back into warrior 2. And as we exhale, coming into side angle options here. Forearm to our thighs, we extend that right arm to the sky. Or if you feel you have a little bit more space, you can always bring your hand to a block on the inside of your foot, fingertips to the mat or palm to the mat. If your palm is reaching the mat, please make sure you're not collapsing forward. You're trying to encourage that chest towards the sky. And maybe you'd like to create a little bit of resistance between the tricep and the knee if your palm is to the ground. Pushing out through that back leg, hip bones facing forward. Good. Drop that back hand or top hand to the mat, spin on those back toes and walk that left foot out a little bit as we come into a thoracic twist. Inhaling to stretch that left arm to the sky. And as we exhale, our elbow is going to come into the inner part of either our knee, our calf, or our ankle. Inhaling here again, stretch that arm high. Exhale, choose your option. Inhale, push out through that back heel. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. I think this is our fifth. And exhale. Well done. Place that left arm on your waist. We're going to extend that right hand a couple of inches in front of you and take a light hop on that back foot. Coming into revolved half moon. A bit of a balance pose here. So if you can if your fingertips are reaching the mat, or if they're not, you can put a block or book here. And we're going to kick up into that back heel. Finding your balance, gaze can be down. So we're standing strong with that left leg, and that right leg is pushing out behind us, flexing those toes. If your balance feels okay, you can reach that left hand up and maybe gazing up. Don't worry if you're wobbling all over the place here. Feel free to laugh at yourself and come back in when you can. Our balance changes every day. Try not to judge. Bring the gaze back down to the mat. Bring a bend to that left knee as those back toes find the mat. Coming into our high lunge again. Inhaling. On our exhale, we're going to twist to the left into a revolved lunge. So our torso is facing our left thigh. Gaze can be back towards your thumb. And we'll windmill the hands to the mat, stepping back into plank position. Let's all drop to our knees, untuck those toes. Push the mat away, squeeze the glutes, and the shoulders come over the wrists as we lower our belly slowly and controlled as the elbows graze the side body to the mat. Press the tops of the feet into the mat, belly to spine. Roll those shoulders back, squeeze those elbows in as we press our palms into the mat and peel our chest up into cobra. Inhaling here. Squeeze the glutes again to protect the lower back. And exhale, release chest to mat. Come through the knees and back to our downward facing dog. Again, finding any movement here that feels comfortable for you. Lift your gaze, stepping through the right foot, followed by our left, or whatever way it takes for you to get to the top of your mat. Inhaling here into Ardha Uttanasana, half lift, palms to the shins, crown of the head forward. Gaze to the top of the mat, shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling over bent knees, fingertips to mat. Inhale, sweep the hands up, out and wide. And exhale, hands to chest center. Okay, so let's repeat that sequence on the other side. Again, coming to the top for a mat, setting ourselves up. Inhaling, sweep the hands up, out and wide, gazing up. Exhale, hinge from the hips over bent or straight knees. Inhale, flat back, chest forward, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands to the mat, step back with that left foot this time, drop that left knee. Coming back into our crescent lunge. Inhale, sweep the hands up overhead, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, fingertips to mat or block, shift the weight back as we flex those right toes. Inhaling. And exhale, fingertips to mat or block, half splits. You can always bring the fingertips closer to you to find length in your spine. Last time, inhale. Exhale, shift the weight back, half splits. Coming into our runner's lunge. Fingertips to mat to frame that front foot. Untuck those left toes, lift that left knee. Drive out through that heel of the left foot and drive the right knee forward. Again, finding space between the 2 feet, chest forward. Inhaling here into a high lunge. Check that the knee is in line with the ankle of that front foot. And a soft bend to that back left knee. Feeling the hamstrings or the quads and hip flexors work here. Again, dropping the knee if you need to. Holding for 5, 4, tummy tight, 3, 2, and 1. Drop that heel coming into warrior 2 again on the opposite side. Knee stacked in line with the ankle. Heel and arch alignment. Lunging forward, can you see that big toe? Press out through that outer back leg. Relax the shoulders. Shoulders stacked in line with the hips and gazing at the fingertips. Inhaling, flip the palm of the hand to the ceiling. Exhale into reverse warrior. Inhale back into warrior 2. Exhale into side angle. Choose your option. Forearm to thigh, block, fingertips are inside of that right foot. Press out through that back leg. Hips, hip bones forward. And release that top hand to the mat. Walk, spin onto those back toes and walk that right foot out a little bit. Coming into our thoracic twist. Inhale to reach that right hand to the sky. Exhale, choose your option. Knee, calf or ankle. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Push out through that back heel. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Place that right arm or hand on your waist. Coming into our balance pose again. Extend that left hand a couple of inches in front of you, either to the mat or on a block. Take a light hop to that left leg, and then we're going to kick up. So we're standing strong on our right leg and left leg is extended behind us. Flexing the toes, finding our balance. If you feel okay here, maybe you would like to extend your right arm to the sky. And if you'd like a further challenge, maybe you'd like to look up. Drop the gaze. Take a bend to that right knee. The left toes find the mat. Inhaling to high lunge. On our exhale, we're twisting to our right this time into a revolved lunge. So our torso is facing our right thigh. Windmill the hands to the mat. Step back into our plank position as we take vinyasa. Either drop the knees or stay strong in your high plank. Push out through those heels. Feel the quads engage. Engage the core, belly to spine. Doming up in that upper back by pushing the mat away. Come through the toes, shoulders over wrists. Inhaling here. And on the exhale, either halfway to chaturanga, like a push-up, or belly to mat. Inhale, tops of the feet, either to cobra, knees stay on the mat, or upward facing dog, knees, thighs and hips lift off the mat, shoulders away from the ears. And exhaling as we all meet in our downward facing dog. Lifting the gaze, stepping that left foot forward, followed by the right, or hopping, jumping, skipping to get to the top of the mat. Inhaling to half lift, palms to shins, or fingertips to mat with a flat back. Exhaling over bent or straight legs. Inhale, sweep the hands out, reaching up to the sky, and exhale, hands to chest center. Now you could repeat that sequence many times over, depending on your energy. That was both left and right hand side, so you can always play around with that. Okay, you'll be glad to know we are coming down to our mat, to our relaxation pose. So I'd like you to bring your chin to your chest as we roll down from our upper back to our middle back, our lower back, finding a bend to the knees, fingertips find the mat, stepping back into our tabletop, swinging the feet around, and coming into a bend to the knees. From here, stretch the arms out in front of you. We're going to slowly roll ourselves down from our lower back to our middle back, and eventually our upper back. Lifting those knees in line with those hips. Arms connect to a T position, and we're slowly going to roll the knees to the left hand side. Gazing in the opposite direction if it feels okay for your neck. And bringing that right arm across your chest if the stretch is too intense for you. Or you can always bring your knees a little bit further away. It's always nice to close out through the eyes here as we come to the end of our practice. Inhale, bring the knees to center again, and this time we'll go in the opposite direction, rolling the knees out to the right hand side, gazing the opposite direction if it feels good. Trying to keep both shoulders on the mat as we twist. Bring the knees back to center, soles of the feet find the mat, and we're coming into our final, most favourite part of yoga for me, Shavasana, which is our relaxation pose. So if you have any socks or jumpers that you want to layer up with, please do. Our blankets, our pillows, anything that's going to make you feel comfortable for the next few moments. Letting the feet fall out to the sides, arms away from the body, palms face up. If you have any discomfort in the lower back, you can always put a pillow or a cushion behind the knees, or take a bend to the knees. We'll just take a few deep breaths here, in and out through the nose. Allowing our body to absorb our practice. Closing out through the eyes. Relaxing the feet, the calves, the thighs. Relax your hips, your lower back, your middle back, and your upper back. Feel the arms heavy, supported by the ground beneath you. Draw an awareness to the palms of your hands, your fingertips. Relax your belly and chest, your shoulders, your neck, your head and forehead. Relax the space between the brows. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. If you'd like to stay here for another few moments, you can always press pause. Or else I'd like you to bring an awareness back into the room by wriggling your fingers and your toes, circling your wrists and your ankles, and moving your neck from side to side. Inhale for a full body stretch, arms up overhead, point the toes away, and exhale, bring the knees to the chest and gently roll over to your right hand side, making a pillow with your right arm. Using your left hand to gently guide you into a seated position, keeping the eyes closed or a soft gaze. Stacking the shoulders over the hips, finding length in the spine. Hands come to heart center. Begin to rub the hands together to generate heat. Covering the eyes with the hands. Inhaling. And exhale, opening the eyes to the warmth and darkness of your hands. Bring the hands to chest to center, chin to chest. Thank you so much for practicing with me and for giving yourself the time. And namaste. Thank you. I really, really do appreciate it. If you've any questions, please contact me or ATP. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks again. Namaste.